You gave your dog a bath 3 days ago. You used the expensive shampoo, the one with the lavender and the oatmeal. And tonight, when they jumped on the couch to cuddle with you, there it was again. That thick, musky, sour smell. A little like stale corn chips. A little like old cheese, strong enough to stick to your hands and your blankets. And here's the part nobody tells you. That smell was never dirt. You could bathe your dog every single day for a month, and it would still come back, because that odor isn't coming from the outside of your dog. It's coming from the inside. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what's really causing it, why the weekly baths are actually making it worse, and a simple 60-second rinse you can mix from things already sitting in your kitchen that can start breaking the cycle tonight. So, put the shampoo bottle down, get comfortable, and let's finally solve this. First, I want you to understand something important, because so many pet parents carry guilt about this. If your dog smells bad, it does not mean your house is dirty. It does not mean you're failing as an owner. And it definitely does not mean your dog is just a smelly breed. A strong, persistent odor is almost always your dog's skin trying to tell you something. It's a signal, not a hygiene problem. And once you learn to read that signal, everything changes. If you care about your pet's health, take 1 second right now and subscribe to Puppy's Health. We share practical, potentially life-saving tips every single day. And this is exactly the kind of thing we dig into. And since we're talking about skin and coat today, you should know that the complete dog health guide I put together has an entire section dedicated to skin, coat, and grooming, how the skin barrier actually works, what healthy grooming looks like at every life stage, and how to tell a cosmetic issue from a medical one. If you've ever stood in the pet aisle wondering which of those 40 shampoo bottles your dog actually needs, that chapter alone will save you money and confusion. It's linked in the description. Okay, let's get into the real science of dog smell. Chapter 1. What that smell actually is. Your dog's skin is not just a surface. It's a living ecosystem, an entire microscopic world of bacteria and yeast that, in a healthy dog, live in careful balance. Vets and dermatology researchers call this the skin microbiome. And when it's balanced, it actually protects your dog. Those friendly microbes crowd out the troublemakers, and the skin produces a thin, slightly acidic layer of natural oils, sometimes called the acid mantle, that works like an invisible shield. Here's the key idea I want you to hold on to for the rest of this video. A balanced skin ecosystem has very little odor. When a dog develops that heavy, sour corn chip smell, it usually means the ecosystem has tipped out of balance. And one particular resident has thrown a party. That resident is yeast, most often a species called Malassezia, along with certain bacteria that multiply when the skin is inflamed. That corn chip smell on your dog's paws? Many vets will tell you that's the classic signature of yeast overgrowth. The cheesy smell in the skin, folds of a bulldog or a pug. Same story. The sour, wet gym sock smell that comes back 2 days after a bath. That's not dirt returning. That's a microbial population and bouncing back. So the real question isn't, how do I wash this smell off? The real question is, why did the ecosystem tip over in the first place? Chapter 2. The root cause. Almost nobody checks, but here's what most pet owners never realize. In a huge number of chronic odor cases, the trail leads back to allergies. When a dog has an allergy, whether it's a food ingredient or something environmental like grass, pollen, or dust mites, their immune system responds with low-grade, full-body skin inflammation. You might not even see dramatic redness at first, but under the surface, that inflammation is damaging the skin's protective barrier, changing its oil production, changing its moisture, changing its pH. And yeast absolutely loves inflamed, oily, compromised skin. It's like leaving the doors of a bakery open overnight. Let me tell you about a golden retriever named Max. Max's owner bathed him every single week for almost a year, tried 5 different shampoos, even tried those deodorizing sprays. Nothing lasted more than 2 days. When she finally worked with her vet on it, they discovered Max had a chicken sensitivity. His food, which listed chicken as the very first ingredient, was keeping his skin in a constant state of quiet inflammation. Once that root cause was addressed and his skin was supported the way I'm going to show you today, the smell that had haunted that house for a year faded dramatically within weeks, not because he got more baths, but because his skin ecosystem finally got a chance to rebalance. Now, I need to be honest with you about something the shampoo aisle would prefer you didn't think about too hard. Chapter 3. Why Weekly Baths? Backfire. A generally healthy dog with no medical skin condition typically only needs a bath every 4 to 8 weeks. That's it. Most vets will tell you that unless your dog rolled in something, monthly is plenty. So, what happens when you bathe an itchy, smelly dog every week with a strongly scented commercial shampoo? Every wash strips away those natural oils and disrupts that slightly acidic protective layer. You are, with the very best of intentions, washing away part of your dog's defense system. And the skin doesn't just sit there. It overcompensates, it pumps out extra oil to replace what was lost. The surface becomes an even richer buffet. The yeast rebounds harder, and within about 48 hours, the smell comes roaring back, often worse than before. That's the trap so many loving owners are stuck in. Wash, smell returns. Wash more, smell returns faster. You were never the problem. The strategy was the problem. So starting today, our goal changes completely. We're not going to strip the skin anymore. We're going to balance it. Chapter 4. The 60-second kitchen rinse. Walk into your kitchen and find the apple cider vinegar. This humble bottle is one of the most talked about tools in holistic pet care. And there's a genuinely sensible reason why. Remember, yeast and bacteria thrive on skin that's become too neutral, too moist, too inflamed. Apple cider vinegar is naturally acidic. When you apply a properly diluted rinse to your dog's coat and skin, you're gently nudging the surface environment back toward the slightly acidic state that healthy skin prefers. An environment where yeast struggles to thrive. Many holistic-minded vets and experienced groomers have recommended diluted vinegar rinses for exactly this reason for decades. Here is the routine, step by step, and please follow the ratios exactly. Take a clean spray bottle or a mixing bowl. Mix a strict 50-50 solution, half apple cider vinegar, half room temperature water. Never, and I mean never, apply undiluted vinegar to a dog's skin. Straight vinegar is far too harsh. Now, spray or gently sponge the solution over your dog's coat, working it down to the skin. And here's the part most people miss. You have to target the hidden zones because yeast loves dark, damp, warm real estate. That means the skin folds, especially on bulldogs, pugs, Frenchies, and Shar-Peis. It means the armpits, the groin, the belly, between the toes on those corn chip-smelling paws. And now, the single most important safety rule of this entire video. Never apply a vinegar rinse to broken skin. No open wounds, no raw scratch spots, no hot spots, nothing bleeding or oozing. Vinegar is an acid, and on broken skin it will sting badly. Intact, unbroken skin only. If your dog's skin is raw or wounded, that's a vet visit, not a home rinse. And we'll talk about exactly when to make that call later in this video. Let the solution sit and soak for about 10 minutes. Yes, your dog will smell like a salad for those 10 minutes. I promise it's temporary. Then rinse lightly with plain water and let them dry. As the coat dries, the vinegar smell evaporates completely. And for many dogs, it takes a remarkable amount of that sour odor with it. Total hands-on mixing time, about 60 seconds. No bathtub wrestling match required. Chapter 5. The green tea. Upgrade for irritated skin. Now, if your dog's skin isn't just smelly, but visibly pink and irritated, I have an upgrade for you. Green tea is rich in compounds called polyphenols, antioxidants that research suggests have soothing anti-inflammatory properties when applied to skin. So, we're going to combine the two. Brew half a cup of strong green tea. Let it cool completely. This is important. Never apply warm liquid to irritated skin. Then mix that cooled half cup of tea with half a cup of apple cider vinegar. What you've built is a gentle two-action rinse, the vinegar addressing the microbial overgrowth, the green tea calming the irritation underneath. Apply it exactly the same way. Hidden zones, 10 minutes, light rinse, intact skin only. Has your dog ever had that corn chip paw smell? Tell me in the comments. I genuinely want to know how common this is in our community, and your story might help another owner recognize what they are dealing with. Chapter 6. The Safe DIY Shampoo and a Warning about Essential Oils. But James, what if my dog rolled in actual mud? Sometimes a real bath is unavoidable. You're absolutely right. So, when bath day genuinely arrives, here's a gentler alternative to the heavily perfumed commercial bottles. The base is pure liquid castile soap. A simple concentrated soap made from plant oils like olive oil. No synthetic detergents, no artificial dyes, no heavy perfume load. Mix exactly 1 tablespoon of pure unscented liquid castile soap into 1 cup of plain water. If you want a soothing boost, you can replace half of that water with cooled green tea or cooled chamomile tea. Both are gentle, skin-calming options. Now, I need to give you an important warning because you will see DIY dog shampoo recipes all over the internet calling for essential oils, peppermint, tea tree, eucalyptus, and others. Please be very careful here. Several essential oils that are perfectly fine for humans are recognized by veterinary toxicology organizations as potentially toxic to dogs. A or C. Peppermint and tea tree oil are 2 of the most commonly flagged. Dogs lick their coats. Their skin absorbs oils differently than ours, and their livers process these compounds differently too. My honest recommendation, and the one most vets would back, keep your DIY shampoo essential oil free. Unscented castile plus a tea infusion cleans beautifully, and a truly healthy skinned dog doesn't need perfume. Because remember our golden rule, balanced skin barely smells at all. Use this gentle shampoo no more than once every 4 to 8 weeks, unless your vet tells you otherwise. And between baths, the vinegar rinse is your maintenance tool. If this video is helping you so far, a quick tap on the like button genuinely helps more frustrated pet owners find this instead of buying their 6th bottle of shampoo. And while we're at this natural breathing point, everything we're doing today lives in a much bigger conversation about which natural remedies actually hold up. The complete health guide linked below has a full chapter on natural remedies and supplements, what the evidence genuinely supports, what's overhyped, and what's flat out unsafe, plus that skin, coat, and grooming section we talked about earlier. When you're standing in your kitchen wondering, wait, is this one actually safe for dogs? That's the exact moment the chapter is built for. It's in the description. Okay, now we go deeper, because so far we've only treated the outside of your dog. Chapter 7. Healing from the Inside Out. Here's the truth that ties this whole masterclass together. If the smell is coming from inflamed, imbalanced skin, and the inflammation is coming from inside the body, then the permanent progress happens in the food bowl, not the bathtub. Let's start with the single most evidence-supported tool in this entire category: omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s, the healthy fats found in fish oil and flaxseed oil, are among the most studied supplements in veterinary dermatology. Research suggests they help calm the inflammatory response and support rebuilding that damaged skin barrier we've been talking about all video. Think of it as repairing the wall instead of just repainting it. Fish oil is generally considered the better absorbed option for dogs because dogs convert the plant-based omega-3 in flax oil less efficiently. But flax oil is a workable plant-based alternative many holistic owners use. As a commonly cited holistic starting range, owners often use roughly 1 tablespoon of flax oil per 40 pounds of body weight daily. But here's my strong advice. Confirm the right dose and the right product with your vet before you start, especially if your dog is on any medication, has pancreatitis history, or is overweight. Dosing that's right for one dog can be too much for another, and your vet can tailor it in 30 seconds. Introduce any oil gradually over a week or so. Too much too fast is the classic recipe for loose stools, and store it in the fridge because these delicate oils go rancid quickly. Now, about giving apple cider vinegar orally. You'll hear a lot of holistic owners swear by adding a small splash to the water bowl or wet food, often around a teaspoon per 40 pounds of body weight, believing it supports the skin from the inside. I want to be straight with you. The scientific evidence for oral ACV in dogs is thin. It's largely anecdotal. In small, diluted amounts, it's generally considered low risk for healthy dogs. But if you want to try it, start with literally a few drops. Build up slowly over several days. Watch for any stomach upset or refusal to drink. And skip it entirely for dogs with kidney issues or on medications, unless your vet approves. The topical rinse is where the real action is. The oral version is optional at best. Let me tell you about a beagle named Bella, because her story shows how these pieces fit together. Bella had the works: itchy paws she chewed constantly, sour-smelling skin folds, and an owner who was bathing her twice a week in desperation. Her turnaround plan looked exactly like today's video. Baths cut back to monthly with gentle unscented castile, vinegar rinses on her paws and folds twice a week, vet-approved fish oil added to her dinner, and a food trial that revealed a beef sensitivity. 6 weeks later, her owner told her vet, "Something I want you to remember. I hugged her last night and realized I couldn't smell anything at all, and I almost cried. That's what a rebalanced ecosystem smells like. Nothing." Chapter 8. The Powerful Herb. You should know about, but not DIY. There's one more remedy from the holistic world I want you to know exists, but this one comes with the strongest caution flag of the entire video. It's licorice root. In herbal veterinary circles, licorice root is sometimes described as acting a bit like a natural cousin of anti-inflammatory steroid medications, which is exactly why herbalists respect it, and exactly why you should never dose it yourself at home. Here's why I'm drawing this line so firmly. Potent anti-inflammatory herbs can affect blood pressure. They can interact with heart, liver, and kidney conditions your dog might have without any visible symptoms, and they can clash with common medications. A herb strong enough to genuinely calm severe inflammation is, by definition, strong enough to cause harm if used wrong. So my guidance is simple. If your dog has a severe, miserable allergic flare-up, that's the moment to call your vet, or a vet who's trained in herbal medicine, and let a professional decide whether something like licorice root belongs in the plan, at what dose, and for how long. Knowing this option exists makes you an informed advocate for your dog. Using it without professional guidance makes you a gambler. Be the advocate. Chapter 9. When the smell is a medical alarm. Now for one of the most important chapters of this whole video, because sometimes the smell isn't coming from the skin ecosystem at all, and recognizing the difference can genuinely protect your dog. Here are the warning signs that mean it's time to stop home care and pick up the phone. If the smell is coming from the ears, yeasty, sour, or sharp, and especially if you see head shaking, ear scratching, redness, or dark discharge, that's very likely an ear infection, and ear infections need a vet. Home rinses do not belong inside ears, ever. If the smell is coming from the mouth, truly foul breath, not just dog breath. Research suggests the majority of dogs over age 3 already have some degree of periodontal disease. Rotting breath can mean infected gums, a dying tooth, or in some cases even signal internal illness. Vet visit. If you're catching a sudden fishy smell, that's the classic signature of anal gland issues. And if you also see scooting or licking back there, your vet or groomer can resolve it quickly. But impacted glands left alone can abscess painfully. And if the skin itself shows open sores, spreading bald patches, greasy thick patches, a smell that appeared suddenly and intensely, or your dog seems lethargic, is drinking way more water than usual, or is losing weight. Please don't spend weeks on kitchen remedies. Sudden or severe changes deserve professional eyes. Everything in this video is for the classic, chronic, mild to moderate stinky dog situation, not for acute disease. A loving pet parent knows both what to do at home, and when home isn't enough. Chapter 10. Your Prevention Blueprint. Let's zoom out and build your permanent routine, because prevention is where you win this war for good. 1. Baths only every 4 to 8 weeks with a gentle unscented cleanser. 2. The diluted vinegar rinse once or twice a week on the trouble zones, folds, paws, armpits, groin, always on intact skin. 3. Dry your dog thoroughly after swimming, rain, or baths. trapped moisture in fur, and folds as a yeast paradise. And this one habit alone prevents so many flare-ups. 4. Daily vet-approved omega-3s to keep the skin barrier strong from within. 5. Feed the best quality diet you can. And if the smell keeps returning alongside itching, talk to your vet about a proper food trial. Because as we saw with Max and Bella, the food bowl is where many of these stories truly begin and end. And 6. Once a week, run your hands slowly over your whole dog, folds, paws, ears, belly, and take one deliberate sniff. You will catch problems weeks before they become crises. Your hands and your nose are the cheapest diagnostic tools in the world. Where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. It genuinely amazes me how many countries this community spans, and it helps me plan content for the seasons and climates you're actually living in. So, let's bring it all home. That smell was never dirt. It was a message. It was your dog's skin ecosystem telling you it had tipped out of balance, usually pushed there by hidden inflammation, and kept there by the very weekly baths we all thought were helping. Starting today, you have a completely different playbook. Strip less, balance more, a 60-second kitchen rinse instead of a bathtub battle, gentle unscented cleansing on the rare real bath days, omega-3s rebuilding the barrier from the inside, and the wisdom to know exactly which smells mean home remedy and which smells mean call the vet. The fact that you stayed to the end of a full masterclass like this tells me everything about the kind of pet parent you are: dedicated, curious, and willing to dig deeper than a shampoo label for your best friend. They are so unbelievably lucky to have you. And if today opened your eyes, I want you to know, this video covers exactly one topic out of your dog's entire life. The complete guide linked below walks with you through everything: puppyhood, vaccines, nutrition, the adult years, skin and coat, natural remedies, warning signs organized by body system, all the way through the senior years and beyond. So, whatever stage your dog is in, you always know what's normal, what's coming next, and what to do. It's the difference between panicking at 11 p.m. and knowing exactly what to do. It's right there in the description. Give your dog a massive, guilt-free, deep breath hug for me tonight, because very soon, hugging them is going to smell wonderful again. You've been watching Puppy's Health. This is James Carter. Subscribe for daily pet health tips. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional veterinary advice. Always consult your veterinarian regarding your pet's health.